Alright, here we go. Here's a new circuit that I put together. Basically this is a, I guess it's the Young battery charger. It's just a radiant energy battery charger. Basically what I'm doing is I got two 9-volt batteries in series, two 9-volt batteries in parallel. Gives you a 9-volt difference. I'm using that 9-volt difference to run a relay that is basically making everything happen here. I'll show you a diagram. It'll be easier to explain what's going on here. Here's a diagram of it. These are your two 9-volts in series, two 9-volts in parallel. The top part of this is the relay. You'll notice that it is wired through itself. Okay, so the energy is actually going through the normally closed points on the relay, which run through the coil itself. Now, when the coil gets energized, okay, that breaks the contacts on the relay. When it breaks the contacts on the relay, the magnetic field collapses on the coil. It has nowhere to go, so it pushes down through the neon lamp, through the bridge rectifier, into battery 5, which is actually a car battery that I'm charging, well, I'm trying to charge anyway, off of these two sets of batteries, two sets of 9-volt batteries. Okay, now that's basically how it's working. Nothing special with it. I do not have it all done yet, obviously. The point behind it is to switch, to have it switch in between series and parallel between the two of them, back and forth and back and forth. Okay. Now, I do have a good diagram for what that's going to end up being. But now, so for the first thing, what I'm going to do, let's take a few measurements of these batteries. I'll show you how this works. I have been getting some interesting results. I can't say anything's over unity or free energy or anything yet. I'm just getting interesting results. So, here's the first battery pack. It is 18.24. Okay. Take the second battery pack. See how much energy's on it. .65. Okay. Now, let's check the car battery. See what we got here. There we go. And it is 12.47. Alright. Now, I'm going to go ahead and hook this circuit up, and then I'll explain it all. I'm going to let it get running. There we go. Now, I don't know if you can hear this or not. I'll bring it a little bit closer. But that relay is oscillating on the inside. Now, what's actually happening is the magnetic field is collapsing. It's coming down through these white wires into this neon lamp. Okay? Now, because I am running it through the battery right now, you can't see if the neon lamp is lighting up. It's not really lighting up at the moment. Okay? Now it'll go through these white leads into the bridge rectifier. Comes out of the bridge rectifier right into the top of the car battery. Now, this light does light when I disconnect the car battery. And this is a 120 volt neon lamp. I'll disconnect the car battery for a second. There you go. So you can see it is actually pulling a pretty good collapsing field off of that relay itself. Okay. Now, I'm just going to let this run for a minute. The way I want this circuit I just don't have it done yet. This is the way the circuit's supposed to be. As you can see, I've got the other switches and everything in here. With this layout, this kind of follows somewhat like a Tesla switch, with my little added extras and stuff in it. Okay, but with these switching mechanisms, these will automatically kick it back and forth, series parallel, and switch everything back and forth. That should allow these batteries to not overcharge or possibly get damaged. And at this point in time, the way I have it hooked up, I am using rechargeable batteries that the energy is going from these into. I don't really trust the setup yet until I get all the switching done. So I haven't been running this for longer than a couple of minutes at a time. So, because it is still a little, I really don't want to blow any batteries up yet. Okay, so that's been running for a little while now. So I'll go ahead and disconnect it. There we go. Now, and one thing I didn't really show you, but the way I've got it hooked up, there really is no noticeable spark at all going on inside that relay. So I do think that the relay contacts will last a lot longer than normal, which is a good thing. Alright, so let's see what we have in this battery pack. 18.19. Okay. Let's go over to the parallel ones. See where we ended up at. Come on. Look up. There we go, 7.78. Now let's see where we end up on the car battery. And we're at 12.48. Okay. Now I'll go ahead and hook it back up for a second so you can see that it is charging that car battery. Well, there we go. You can see that it's trying to kick up to 12.49. Okay. Now, when it comes off the car battery, we'll do something kind of interesting here. Now, I'm going to take these leads, this is just another rechargeable 9-volt that I've got here. I'm going to hook it up. There we go. Back where we're supposed to be. There we go, 7.33, 7.32. But now that's only one lead hooked to it. It's charging the battery with one lead. Now when I hook the second one, now you can watch it climb. Isn't that interesting? There it is. And we'll go back down just a little bit. Now, another thing I find interesting is seeing what's coming directly out of the bridge. As you can see, just with one wire hookup, it's not showing anything. It did when I hooked it to the battery. And here's what's coming off of the coil. Sometimes it's kicking over. If I get up to the higher scale, you can see 700 and some volts. So it's coming off of it. Okay. That's it. Thank you.